Hello and welcome along to the next episode of my Gold Grabbers YouTube channel. So this video is going to be showing how I'm going to be making a new pump which I'll be using on future gold prospecting trips. I've got a trip coming up soon, next couple of days actually, and myself and a friend are going to be revisiting an area in One Lock where we previously worked a really deep slab. We were finding nice good gold all the way throughout the hole that we were working previously, but we never got to the bottom, and that was using some big 4-inch pumps. So I thought I might as well try and make an even bigger, longer pump, just so when we're getting further down into the hole we should be able to hopefully get close to the bottom, maybe even to the very bottom of the bedrock, and clean it out as best as possible. So I've got a couple of different videos already on my channel showing how to make a standard 2.5-inch and a 4-inch pump. This one's going to be another 2.5-inch pump, but this is going to be pretty much the full length of a drain pipe, so you're talking 2.5 metre length. I've already cut an inner pipe that's going to be getting used for the draw, just down to pretty much just shorter of the main length of the 2.5 metre drain pipe there. And to put one of these together you're talking around about £15 and half an hour, something like that. There's some people charging stupid amounts of money for gold pumps online, on eBay, things like that. As soon as anything gets gold in the title, people seem to charge 3-4 times what the items actually cost, and to put these together it's an absolute doddle. I'll put a link in the cards to my previous pump builds and my previous sluice build as well, just so you can go through and see exactly how easy it is to make some of this equipment. And as I say, I'll walk through and show how I'm going to make this one step by step. Like I say, it really is stupidly simple to put one of these together. It's just a case of attaching the handle to one end, down the other. You need to cap off the inner pipe, whatever you're going to be using for the draw pipe. I'm just going to be putting a little inner cap in there. Then I'm going to be bolting a tennis ball through the bolt, through the cap, and with the locking nut on the inside. And then that cap will get screwed into this pipe. And that's going to be it pretty much. As I say, it's not complicated to make one of these pumps at all. So I'll crack on, get my little workbench out. The only issue I might have here is because I've got a handle that's pretty much the same diameter as the pipe, it doesn't quite fit inside. I could either get a coupler that would fit inside both of them, but first things first, I'm going to try with a little heat gun and just actually see if I can warm this up a little bit to squeeze the handle inside. If I can, then I'll screw it in place and that won't be going anywhere at all. So within hopefully half an hour, if that, we'll have a full 2.5 metre gold pump ready for action. So you can see, just by heating up the end of the plastic pipe, just for, that wasn't even a minute really, the handles just squeezed right in, right up tightly as well. So once the plastic cools down, it will probably get a really good grab on it anyway. But to be sure, I'll just drive a couple of screws in, just on each corner as well, and that'll secure the handle. So as I say, there's part one done in 60 seconds. Crack on with the rest. So that's the handle end all sorted, so we now just need to concentrate on the suction side. So I say I'm going to be using an end cap to go in the end of the pipe there, then I'm going to be bolting a tennis ball through that. So first things first, we just need to drill a little hole in the end cap for the bolt to go through, then we'll bolt the tennis ball on, then we'll screw this in place. So that's the ball fully attached to the end. I just actually took that off because I forgot to put the washer on. Didn't bother refilming, reattaching it. So it's a washer on either end, and the washer helps compress the ball because, as you can see there, it's a bit flatter than what it would normally have been. And then you always want to make sure that it still fits nicely inside the tube. You don't want to compress it too much where it makes it too awkward to pull inside the tube. I've had this inside there, and it actually seems to be going in and out quite nicely. See, that's not too tight or anything, but if you're looking through the other end of the pipe, you can't see any daylight coming through that at all. That's a really, really nice seal inside that. So the only thing left to do now really is just to attach this to the inner pipe, and then add any fancy extra bits if you want to, like any extra end pipes, any bends, things like that. So I'll get this attached to the inner pipe, get this inner pipe inside the main pipe, and then that'll be pretty much the pump done. Ball attached to the other end, so now it's just a case of getting it fitted into the main pipe, and you can see just how big a pump I'm actually making here, a full 2.5 metre length. So as I say, it should be a hell of a pump when it's all made, but the same principle applies to any pump, any size, anywhere from 0.5 metre through to a 4.5 inch, whatever. As I say, it's all the same principle. It's just a case of getting a good suction on the end, a good handle grip, and a good sturdy pipe. So I'll get this inside that one and see what it looks like. And just to finish the pump off, I've just put a little layer of tape around the very end, and then I've got a 90-degree angle bend, and that'll be used to help ensure that the material doesn't drop out of the pump as you're lifting it out of the water. All you need to do is, when you suck the material up, twist it so the hole's then facing upwards and material doesn't drop. With the tape as well, it just means that it's a nice tight fit, it's not going to fall off in the water or anything like that. So there we go, there's a 2.5 metre, 2.5 inch gold pump all ready to be used. And say I'm going to be going away in a couple of days anyway, so I'm going to be putting it to use. So have a subscription to my channel, follow along, and you'll be able to see this pump in action. I say just to show exactly how big it is. There's the door frame for my house. So I think I should be able to get to the bottom of a good couple of deep holes. Only one way to find out, and that's to subscribe to my channel, follow along. And so if you found this video useful, give it a good old thumbs up, and leave a comment below as well. Have you used these types of pumps before? Do you live in a location where you're actually allowed to dredge properly so you don't have to resort to such things? And so leave a comment below, thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you on the next episode of my channel. Thanks for watching. Cheers.